Every symbol in your dream is going to have meaning, but trying to decode all of them is going to end up getting you stuck. Instead, you need to find those key symbols that unlock the whole dream. Every symbol carries meaning. There's, in my opinion, nothing random in a dream. And I'll tell you that not all dream interpreters have the same opinion on that. A lot of dream interpreters I've heard speak think that there are throwaway parts of a dream that just create the story. But in my experience, I have found that over time, as I go back to dreams, more and more of the placement and symbols in the dream that maybe I didn't even get the first time come to life as the dream comes to play. However, it's often not practical or even necessary to decode every single symbol that comes in your dreams. And some of us dream extensively. Not only do I dream a lot, some of my dreams are huge and detailed, and I have interpreted dreams for others that are just, I literally have to put them in a Word document and break them down and put in key symbols in order to put the map or the puzzle together for the true meaning of the dream. So we're going to talk about what symbols do you focus on in your dreams today. Before we do that, if you're new here, I literally am interpreting dreams every single day. I'm interpreting my own dreams and I'm interpreting dreams for others. And I am very, very passionate about helping you learn how to decode your dreams. So if this conversation resonates with you, I ask that you just hit the like button and subscribe. That way you see new videos when they come out, and it also tells the algorithm that people like you like this content. Okay, let's dig in now. I want to talk about how do you know what symbols to pay attention to in your dream. And this is critical, and I'm hoping to save you a lot of frustration and time, because in the beginning I probably had really 1 to 2 amazing dreams in the years prior to 2020. And maybe more had I known to steward them. I could have had more. I probably have missed a lot, but there were 1 to 2 a year that I had written in my journals. But in 2020, I had an experience that ended up creating an explosion of dreams that never stopped from there. And I had to learn, because there wasn't a lot of information out there at the time, how to interpret those dreams for myself. Now, I caused myself a lot of frustration because I was trying to decode every single part of the dream. And some of these dreams were huge. And therefore, I ended up just tabling it. Thankfully, I didn't throw it away. That's a key point. I always want to go back to don't ever throw a dream away. But I did table it. I put it in a file and I put it away for another time. As the years went on and I began interpreting more and more, not only of my own dreams, but I began interpreting dreams for people in my community, I learned that there are key symbols that I could break down throughout a long dream that would be like puzzle pieces that I could put together so I could get the overall meaning of the dream and not necessarily decode every single aspect of it. And that took the pressure off and it streamlined the process to get to the core meaning of the dream. You start first with the most emotionally charged symbol. And what does that mean? And it's different in every dream, but there's going to be something that just stands out. There's going to be something that's highlighted. Sometimes it's an object, sometimes it's a person, sometimes it's a feeling, and then sometimes it's as simple as a color. The dream is going to make it obvious as you let it settle in on your mind in the morning when you first wake up, is my suggestion, is you let it settle in. And then number 2, as you write it down, as you type it into your phone app or whatever you're going to use, the pregnant symbols, I'll put it that way, are going to really stand out. And that is where you begin to decode the dream. And I'm going to go a little later in this video. I'm going to give you one of my dreams and show you where the key symbols were and how I broke them down to get meaning. Next can be symbols that repeat. And this is where stewarding your dreams really matters, because not only they may or may not repeat inside the dream, and oftentimes they can. And so you pick up on that same symbol that is inside that dream or inside multiple dreams that you're having in one night. But it is also a repeated symbol that can happen throughout dreams, throughout a season, throughout years, that you can, if you already are stewarding your dreams, you'll be like, oh yeah, I've had this bluebird and I had it last night in this dream. I remember having dreams before with a bluebird. And you can begin to maybe piece together if there's something linking those dreams to a season you're about to walk into. Next will be a symbol that could be out of place, or kind of lingers. I'm trying to think of a quick example. It's like a symbol that just doesn't fit in the world of your dream. Oftentimes dreams can be crazy, but sometimes they follow a practical flow. And sometimes that's why we can dismiss those dreams, because we think, oh, this is just my brain processing an event that happened, or processing something that I didn't have time to process during the day. But the dreams are like, they're stories. They're really a play out of a story that is trying to convey a message to you. So when there's this symbol inside the world of your dream that you're trying to decode and it doesn't fit, that's important. That's one that you're going to want to break down in order to get the overall picture of what the dream is trying to convey to you. These key symbols that I just broke down, they act like an anchor. They're like an anchor symbol within the dream. And if I don't have a lot of time to get into the weeds of a dream, I will just get the anchors. I will plug in the anchors, even in my own dreams. And because I just know symbols really well now, when I wake up in the morning and I recognize, oh my gosh, this feels like a very important dream for now, like not just to file away for later, but for now. I will get the anchors already. I'll pull out my dream dictionary and I'll begin to just plug in the anchors, even just in my mind, so I can begin processing the dream throughout whatever busy day I have. Okay. I had this symbol in it. I had that symbol in it. And I had this third symbol. And here's the feeling. Feelings are so important. So like, it was I felt really positive about this dream, or I felt neutral about the dream, or it was really scary, or it was trepidation. I've had some dreams where like I murdered someone and the overall feeling of the dream is good. Like it's a good murder, so you need to pay attention to the feelings as well. And, some people do really well with getting a breakdown. I have one in my community where it's a breakdown of what do you pay attention to in a dream. So those anchors can give you quick definitions. They can give you a quick breakdown of what is this dream trying to tell me. And then when they get more complicated, or even if the anchors don't make sense and you need more time, just, table it for a while, put it in a file and look at it a little bit later. So now I want to share a dream with you that I had in January of 2020. Literally, this dream this week is 6 years ago. Okay, I had this dream this week 6 years ago. And that's an important point, because if you go through, you'll see on my channel that I have a playlist of my personal dreams that I originally broke down for my closed community, that I decided to put here on the channel to help people learn, kind of begin to get a baseline understanding of what symbols can be in your dreams. And there's one in there that talks about an ornate elevator that I'm taken up to above the chaos, up to the 6th floor. So what's really curious is that just in the last few days, this dream that I'm about to share with you, I didn't understand it 6 years ago. And I've revisited it many times over the last 6 years. And it was like this block. I just could not understand what it means. And then the last couple of days, the meaning became crystal clear. And so that kind of goes back down to the point where get your core symbols together and then leave the other details to the side. And I'm going to break that down for you. So I'm going to read this to you, and just forgive that I'm going to look off screen here for a minute. This was January 14th of 2020. I dropped off a Barbie for an ADT customer that had chosen to go to another agent. When he accepted the Barbie, he came out on the porch and told me that he'd taken a hold. I'm sorry, that he had been told that I was the best at my job and he was going to go with me now, and the process of getting him set up needed to happen immediately. I briefly thought about missing some type of fast approaching, previously established commitment, but somehow I knew I could get someone to help me with my previous commitment so I could do this sale. That made no sense to me. So, a quick breakdown is at the time I had this dream, I just ended a season of door knocking with ADT security, literally door to door knocking with new homeowners and selling them security. So the dream was a little bit confusing for me, like why I wasn't going back. I was never going to go back to selling door to door. That I'd gone into real estate at this time. Why? What did this ever mean? And then the Barbie. Why am I dropping off a Barbie? What I did recognize, and just the key symbols, is that something that I didn't win, something that I didn't get, was going to come back to me. And front porch, let me break that down for you. So, front porch is like waiting or expectancy. So, I brought this Barbie and I laid it down on that front porch in waiting or expectancy. So, I'm expecting something. And I at least recognize that the dream is telling me that expectancy, whatever the Barbie meant, and I'm going to go to that in just a minute. It's so exciting. Whatever the Barbie meant, I was laying it down in a sense of I was expecting something from it, and I'll get that. And when that comes to me, there's going to be a sense of urgency that I need to follow through. And so on that sale, right? Sale can mean an investment in one's destiny. So when this Barbie that I lay down in expectancy actually does bring me what I had lost. It brings back to me something that I had lost. I need to be ready. I need to be ready to let go of whatever I had already committed to and move forward. Okay. That is great in and of itself. For 6 years, I kept that in my heart, knowing that something is going to come back to me. And when it does, I need to be ready for it. And then you tie that back to the dream that you guys can go into the thread and watch. It's the tornado dream. And I tie that back to there's going to be a process of being brought up to the 6th floor where I then take a hold of my future, my son, Eli, and I go to find, I say that I need to find Aaron, who's now my late husband. He's not alive anymore. So that meaning has changed. Now that I see that this part of the dream is coming to pass in 6 years, the meaning of Aaron, my late husband, in the dream has now changed. It's shifted to something else. I love dreams, guys. This just makes me so excited. So now, Barbie. That's the part that never made any flippin' sense to me. And there's one part where you can, like, there's a meaning to like a doll or like a baby doll or something like that. And I even have written here, childish ideal of an ideal woman. It didn't make any sense to me. I just tabled it. And I think I've done this before, but I think, okay, I'm going to look up what is just the name meaning for Barbie. I've met Barbies. That's their name, not the toy Barbie, but a woman named Barbie. And up comes strange or foreign. That's the name for Barbie. This never could have made sense before. And I have looked up the name Barbie. I've looked up doll. I've just tried every which way to figure this out, and I just tabled it. Now it makes sense. And let me tell you why. Because just in the last 2, maybe 3 weeks, probably 2 weeks, I have had a series of dreams based on the TV show Stranger Things. Literally, the TV show Stranger Things played into 1, 2, 3 very powerful, very life-changing dreams for me just in the last couple of weeks. So now with that information, which I couldn't have had until the last couple of weeks, I then plug it in. I look at the name Barbie from the dream 6 years ago, and on the 6th floor. Are you kind of getting all the correlations here? I can lose people sometimes. I love puzzles, and I think that's part of why I do so well with dream interpretation at my level. But so now the meaning for Barbie, strange or foreign, makes total sense, because based on the Stranger Things dreams, I took action in ways that were strange, that I wouldn't have in the natural, that most sane people wouldn't, right? I took action. I did things. I made decisions and took action in strange ways because of a series of dreams based on stranger things. Do you see what I'm saying? Which ties back to a dream 6 years ago where I give something strange. I lay something strange down in expectancy, and something that I didn't get, I now will get. I now will receive. And I need to, whatever commitment. So as this plays out, whatever commitment I've already made, I'm going to lay, like, I know that as this plays out, I'm going to lay it down and someone else will take care of it now. And I'm just going to go after this investment in my future. Seriously, guys, this is why it's so important that you write your dreams down. Had I not had cataloged that dream from 6 years ago, when I very first started to like have the explosion of dreams in my nightlife, and had I not revisited it over the years, and then had I not paid attention to the fact that right now it was brought back up in my memory for other reasons, I would have missed critical meaning. I would have missed a critical hope for change. And my mindset would not be where it needs to be to go after that change, to go after what is mine. Does that make sense? This one, guys, I'm so excited. I really want to invite you in to catalog your dreams and learn how to interpret them. I promise you, your dreams are decoding your future every night you have them, no matter how small, no matter how large, no matter how crazy. They're decoding your future. And if you pay attention, you will be able to make decisions that will project you into your destiny. If you made it all the way through to the end of this episode, thank you so much for watching. I love talking about dreams, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, hit the subscribe button, because this channel is only here because of you. And if you want to dive deeper into your own dreams, I have a free community for that. See the link below.